you glossed over. I'm Max, the host.
I'm Alexandra, the producer. Welcome to the first episode.
Madeline, you can call me Maddie, and I'm the editor.
For our very first episode, we're kicking things off by diving into a topic that's becoming more and more common: makeup and skincare being used by young children. Our goal is to open up a thoughtful conversation about cosmetic use among kids, exploring both the social and physical effects as well as the latest trends and fads. We will be speaking with a dermatologist and a medical aesthetician who will help us understand the physical impact of cosmetic products on young kids. Stay tuned.
We're going to be talking with Julia Snow. She is a trained medical esthetician. Julia, thank you so much for coming in and talking to us today. Can you briefly describe your role as a medical esthetician?
So, a lot of facials, dermaplaning, chemical peels, laser, and you can also work with microneedling and body contouring.
Is there like a certain age group that you typically work with?
Like, I've had people as young as 15 come to me, and then I had people who were in their 60s. So it all depends on what they're looking for and depends on, the type of treatment, type of products.
So you mentioned that you've had clients as young as 15. Mm-hmm. Is that the youngest client that you've had before?
Yeah, she was 15, so her issue was acne.
What kind of treatments did you do with that client to help her with her acne?
Mostly just a lot of chemical peels. So that would just peel back layers of skin over the course of a few weeks, and then it would cause the acne to dry out.
Did you notice a difference in her confidence from your first couple of sessions with her to towards the end?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she was a lot happier with how she looked. So, that's all I'm here to do. That's what I like doing.
So have you seen or noticed an increase in younger clients recently?
Definitely the younger generation, because social media plays a big part in it. So kids want to have the perfect skin, like the Kardashians and the Jenners. It's a trend. It's definitely a lot of insecurities too. I still get acne sometimes, so I know how it feels.
The makeup trend that's going on, do you think that's also a reason why there's an increase in younger clients?
Definitely. There's kids who are 11 years old doing Get Ready With Me skincare using Sephora brand. I just think it's a bit ridiculous because your skin is still it's young, and the more you do to it, the more damage it's going to cause over time.
Are there any products that are going around that they use commonly that you were worried about, they shouldn't be using this?
The Inky List is one of them. It's a brand at Sephora, but I found out that some of the ingredients in it are not good, so alcohol being one of them, so that dries out your skin like something insane. But mostly I just suggest use water-based products.
I know you mentioned earlier that clients come in for microneedling and dermaplaning. Do these kids also come in for that, and is that safe for them? Because I know I do it.
I would never do it on a child. If a child was coming, they would have to have a legitimate reason to get it done.
Because I know it's just shaving off dead skin cells on your face and peach fuzz, like you said. Yeah. Is that really damaging to the face?
No, because when I'm doing it, I'm using an actual medical grade scalpel, and those ones that you buy at Shoppers, they actually have the rots in it, so that's what causes bacteria to spread, which creates more acne.
I'm in danger. So that's safe for even kids who might be interested in using it.
It's like I said, it depends on what their issue would be, but if an 11-year-old little girl was coming to get it done just because, I wouldn't do it.
And when it comes to anti-aging creams, do you think it's safe for teens who don't even have wrinkles yet to be using those anti-aging creams?
Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not.
And what are the effects of young people using those creams?
Well, same thing. It's just creating more damage because their skin is so new. So if an 11-year-old was using anti-aging creams versus someone who's 50, the child has more collagen and elastin, and over time, like, that breaks down. So women in their 50s or men in their 50s or older would use those creams to boost their collagen and elastin.
And are there specific ingredients in skincare that you absolutely, do not recommend for kids?
For most kids, it's like if they wanted to do like a skincare, just face cleanser and hydrating cream. Their skin don't need much because it's still so young.
And if you had to say anything to the parents who are, well, let's be honest, the parents are the ones buying these products for their kids, most likely. Would you say anything to the parents when it comes to buying that stuff?
You're going to create more problems down the road for your child.
Coming up, you will be hearing from the very first physician in Newfoundland to be injecting Botox. He's a pediatric dermatologist and owns his own cosmetology clinic. It is Dr. Landells here to share his thoughts on this trend. Could you start by telling us a little bit about yourself, what you do and where you're based?
Sure. I'm a dermatologist based in St. John's. I am an adult and pediatric dermatologist, so I treat both adults and children, work here at my own office. I also work at the cancer clinic treating skin cancers, and I also work at the Janeway twice a week treating children's skin disorders as well.
So let's just get right into the topic. Do you notice more young people using cosmetics and skincare than past generations?
Very much so. It's really interesting that you contacted me when you did, because literally the day that you contacted me, I had done a presentation, and part of that it was kind of a year in review of hot topics in dermatology. I went to the American Academy of Dermatology meeting and the Society for Pediatric Dermatology. And one of the lectures was specifically on tweens and skincare. And they talked about Gen Alpha. You guys are familiar with Gen Alpha. They're 15 and under. Well, what blew my mind is Gen Alpha, in other words, kids 15 years and younger, represent 50%, 50% of all over-the-counter skincare sales in the United States. A major phenomenon that's being observed, and it's really worrisome because this group does not require the skincare that they are purchasing, and many of them are using 10 to 15 separate products per day. And this is completely being fueled by social media and TikTok and these ASMR videos where they're tinkling their nails on every product as they apply them. They drive me absolutely crazy. I don't know anyone finds that possibly stimulating. It's annoying, but they're being fueled by Skinfluencers, and these are influencers who are interested in skincare. Sadly, these Skinfluencers are actually advertisers. The tweens, the Gen Alphas, perceive them as being experts. They perceive these videos on TikTok and other sources as being educational as opposed to marketing. I treat kids with acne and other conditions, and I will prescribe things, and they'll come back. I said, "So, are you using the prescription creams I gave you?" They said, "Well, no, I went to Sephora and I'm using this, the ordinary, and that." And I go, "Why?" They said, "Well, I saw this thing on," and it's like, and I literally tell them, "You realize that's advertising, and that this stuff in no way compares in its efficacy to the prescription things I've given you." I mean, I've been at this for a very long time. I've studied for a long time to teach them what to use. It doesn't matter. They trust these Skinfluencers more, and they are spending an absolute fortune on products they don't need to use. But what's really become a huge concern is they're now starting to use anti-aging products. And the only anti-aging product they should be using is sunscreen. because it's by far the most effective anti-aging product you can use. It prevents aging.
Is there a specific product that kids use, like makeup and skincare wise, that you think they should absolutely stay away from?
Well, yeah, I think, they're using things like retinol. Retinol is not for kids. It's for people who've had damage done to their skin. Vitamin C serums, they don't need them. All the things I just mentioned, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid. These are things that are intended for people whose skin has been damaged. This hasn't happened yet. Like the overwhelming message should be the only thing they need to use is sun protection, sunscreen. And that will prevent the damage that would ultimately require the use of these products down the road if they hadn't protected themselves proactively using sunscreen.
Is there a specific brand though? Because I know that Drunk Elephant is very big now, and what
Yeah,
else?
Drunk Elephant, honestly, they make a great sunscreen.
But these kids are
But there are
using
other
other
products, the
things, yeah.
kids don't need them. The
No.
Ordinary is another one.
What are the general effects? Like, just if kids are using these products that they shouldn't be using, is there like a general effect that it causes?
Yeah, if they're using something like retinol, it can be irritating. It can cause peeling and dryness. It can make them sunburn more easily, and in fact, more susceptible to damage from the sun if they're not protecting themselves with sunscreen. And the vitamin C serums, probably not going to do any harm, but they're just unnecessary. There's also a weird trend, and it's called body sculpting, and that they actually deliberately tan their skin, covering up certain areas to create the appearance of contouring. And this is actually carcinogenic. It causes skin cancer. And so they're using things they don't need. They're doing things that are ultimately harmful. And it's all through the influence of these people who don't know what they're talking about, unfortunately.
When it comes to like long-term usage, I'm talking about like years. Say someone
Yeah.
12 started to use skincare products and makeup. What would are there any like significant long-term effects if they were to use it over like years at a time?
I don't think so, other than the cost. Now, makeup, absolutely fine. I have no issue with makeup. It's totally fine. If you've got acne-prone skin, your makeup should be oil-free, non-comedogenic. As far as long-term side effects, I don't think there are really any harmful ingredients out there. It's just mainly the cost.
What are some common skincare or makeup mistakes while using that these kids are doing? Using
They're
products.
layering, they're doing excessive layering. They literally, I've watched some of these videos, and they will put something on and then they'll put something else on, they'll put something else on. And honestly, these outer layers, they're not getting through. There's so much stuff underneath. You can layer maybe one, two, possibly three things and they will get absorbed. But once you go beyond, honestly, a couple of products, it's not getting through. You're just wasting that product.
What age would you recommend someone to start a in-depth skincare routine?
Well, again, it depends on their skin. It depends on how much they've protected themselves. And it depends on their underlying condition. There is no one all-encompassing skincare regime for every person. A lot of people, all they need to do is wash their face with a gentle cleanser and wear sunscreen. That's it for a lot of people. That, in fact, is all I do. You know, and I'm old.
Or is there a brand that you would recommend everyone should use because the ingredients are safe? Or
I think if you've got sensitive skin, there are a number of brands that are really, really good. CeraVe, CERAVE are available everywhere. They make a lot of really good products for sensitive skin. I don't know if you're familiar with La Roche-Posay. They're a very nice line. And again, they avoid ingredients like fragrances that can be irritating to the skin. They avoid things like parabens, which can sometimes people can be sensitive to these things.
And what would you say to any parents that have children that are interested in skincare and makeup? Like, is there anything Just personally, general question, what would you say to them?
I think it's great. I think it's very interesting, and I would go to reliable sources for your information. Again, whether it's the American Academy of Dermatology, the Canadian Dermatology Association, make sure they're unbiased associations versus companies. Because if you go to the website of The Ordinary, they're going to tell you all kinds of stuff. That's advertising and it's marketing.
And when it comes to sunscreen, do you think that's important to wear every single day or mainly just when you're in the sun, like over the summer?
That's such a great question, and I'm so glad you asked it. It is absolutely critical to wear it every day. I wear it every day on my face and hands. I arrived at my office at 8 a.m. I have not left the building yet. It's 5 p.m. I've been going all day and not even near a window. So it's critical because we are being exposed all the time to UV radiation, ultraviolet radiation. That has nothing to do with temperature, has nothing to do with cloud cover, well, a little bit. Cloud cover filters about 1/5 of the ultraviolet radiation. So it can be a cold, cloudy, overcast day, and you're getting hammered with UV radiation. And that's what damages their skin. That's what ages their skin. It's what causes brown spots. It's what causes broken blood vessels. And it's what causes skin cancer. So it's critical that we wear this all the time. It penetrates windshield glass, window glass. And now we're realizing that even visible light and infrared light, it also influences our skin and can worsen conditions like rosacea, age our skin as well. So every day, it's really, really important throughout the year. We need it less in the winter, but here in St. John's, the UV index is 3 and above, which is when you must absolutely 100% wear sun protection. It basically middle of March till the middle of October, almost every day the UV index is high enough that we must wear sunscreen. But even lower amounts of UV aren't going to burn your skin, but it's a cumulative thing. It's like any kind of radiation. Every little dose adds up, and it gradually is causing the changes in our skin that ages it, causes it to sag, fall, lose its elasticity, get red spots, brown spots, and ultimately skin cancer, which I see every single day.
Do you think that everybody should wear sunscreen every day, or do you think that maybe a moisturizer with SPF in it would help as well?
So again, really good question because they're the same thing. That goes down to marketing. So whether you call it a moisturizer with SPF or a sunscreen that moisturizes, which they do, they're the same thing.
What's your favorite sunscreen?
My personal one the one I use is called IS Clinical. It's mineral. I like the mineral sunscreens myself. They're physical sunscreens. They don't contain any of the chemical sunscreens, so they don't sting your eyes. And some people who are concerned about, I read on the online sunscreen can cause cancer or affect your hormones. Mineral sunscreens don't contain any of those ingredients. So if you believe that stuff, which has not been proven to be true, I'll add, but if you are concerned about that, use a mineral sunscreen, chemical free. But there are so many good ones out there. Umbrell, Neutrogena, Vichy, Antelios by La Roche-Posay, excellent sunscreen. Love IS Clinical. The SkinCeutical sunscreens are good. The Vivier sunscreens are good. I could go on and on and on. Coppertone, actually, they make good sunscreens. Minimum you should use is 30, but we honestly recommend 50 plus. The higher, the better.
Well, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for your interest. Really appreciate it. Great questions. And hey, guys, thanks a lot. Really nice to meet you. Take care.
Bye.
Anytime. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.